Hi guys, it's Nika and I am back today with another speed build and I'm really proud of this one. I woke up this morning and I was thinking about the summer and what I'm going to do, and I just got so excited about my vacation in Italy. I was thinking, oh my god, can the time just go a little faster so it's July already and I can go? Obviously I can't make time go faster, so instead I decided to build a little Italian inspired villa or something in The Sims. So this is actually my very first build in Tartosa. I've never built there before. I got my wedding stories about a week before Growing Together came out, so I didn't have much time to explore it too much. I was more excited about the new expansion pack, and also, well, we all know how my wedding stories are, right? So finally, 2 months later, I am building here and it is such a gorgeous world. I think this might be one of my favorite worlds actually. I haven't played here much yet, but it's just so absolutely gorgeous. I may be biased because I love the Mediterranean area, and yeah, I love going to Italy so much. It's been, well, last time I went to Italy was last summer actually, but this year we are going back to a place which we visited 4 times before the pandemic, and I am so excited. I'm so looking forward to coming back there. I won't tell you the exact location because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it's kind of a small area, so I kind of want to protect my privacy and all, but it's in Lazio, which is the region around Rome, and we went there 4 times before the pandemic, and then in 2020 we were also gonna go there, but obviously then the pandemic happened, so we cancelled, and in 2021 we didn't really feel like going there, or I mean, not that we didn't feel like going there, but obviously the pandemic was still going on, so we didn't really want to travel. And in 2022 we went to Italy, but we didn't go here because it was too late, and there was, for the time when we could go as a family, they had no accommodation available basically. And I guess it would all happen so fast that it wouldn't even be possible for us to make the plans and everything. So last year we only went to Vicenza, which is in northern Italy, kind of close to Venice. Is that how you say it in English? Venezia. I'm just gonna say it in Italian. I have a weird thing about Italian. I first wanted to start learning Italian because of Wings Club. It's been 10 years. I've been wishing for that for 10, 11 years now. And I still haven't started. Not really. I know a few phrases, I know a few words, but definitely would not be able to strike a conversation in Italian. Let's be real. There's not a language in which I would be able to strike a conversation, because small talk and all that. Nope. I'm terrified of that. I don't really like talking to people. Well, that's not true. I do like talking to people, but I'm so anxious that oftentimes I'd rather be left alone, basically. But yeah, so an Italian-inspired villa, and I am so proud of this build. It turned out so gorgeous. I was at first a bit worried about that because the house, the inspiration pictures I looked up, the houses were just so blocky, and the shape wasn't really all that interesting. And I feel like if you're building a house that is blocky and doesn't have a very interesting shape with I don't know, I forget the words I want to use. But yeah, if the house is just one big rectangle, I feel like it's so difficult to make it look good in The Sims. But in the end I think I managed. I think in the end it looks quite cute, and as I said already, I am very proud of it. And also, I really enjoyed building it. And I feel like I was starting to get a little, burned out on building. And I started feeling like I'm not a good builder and all my houses suck. And no, that was just because I built too many suburban houses in a row. Because this thing and the container cafe from yesterday Those were two completely different builds. And also the Oasis Springs house from last week. Those were completely different, and all three of these builds I enjoyed so much working on. So I think the problem now is that I am kind of sick of little suburban houses. So I will try to branch out and try new things. I have an idea for a little vampiric build. Not a house, actually a community lot. So yeah, I might do that next week. I've kind of had this idea for a few days now, but I didn't really have time to work on it yet. So yeah, I might do that for the next week, and I don't know, I don't really feel like doing a suburban house in a while. But also there's this one shell that I saw, and I was looking at it and I was trying to think what I could do with it, and I feel like a suburban house would be the best for that. I don't know, I will think about that, but I think I will post that as well next weekend. By the way, how are we already halfway through May? How is that possible? I just don't get it. Obviously, a lot is happening in May. We have Eurovision, we have the Ice Hockey Championship, we have this is not really something everyone cares about, but a new season of Fall Guys just dropped. Taylor Swift announced a new re-recording, which is coming in July, but she announced it now, so another huge thing for me that is happening this month. What else? Yeah, Dracula Daily, of course. Yeah, how could I forget Dracula? So I guess a lot is happening for me, so that's why it seems like time is passing so fast, but oh my god. Also, I cannot believe I've been at home for a year now. I remember the exact moment where I broke down and knew that I just cannot go on with the university. In fact, I have a picture of myself that I took literally minutes before disaster. I took this picture just after receiving an email, and the email was fine. It was a normal email from a professor. But it kind of threw me off, and I kind of used to do this thing at school, mostly in high school, but sometimes I did it in uni as well. When I was, learning something, when I was studying, working on a presentation, something like that, and I was suffering with that, I would take my phone and I would just take something that I called a suffer selfie. Basically, just a picture of me looking hopeless about whatever I am studying at the moment. And I took a suffer selfie right after this email, and then a couple moments later I just broke down crying, and I was just so hopeless, so helpless, so sick of school and sick of everything that I have to do and cannot, because I just didn't have the strength anymore. And hard to believe it's been a year since that. Yeah. But we should probably talk about happier topics. So, since this house was inspired by Italy, and I'm building it because I'm going to Italy in summer. But yeah, what are your plans for this summer? Are you going to the sea? Are you gonna visit some really interesting historical places? Are you going on some sports trip? Let me know. I'm interested. For me, other than this week in Italy, or a little over a week in Italy, I have not really planned much. I know me and my parents, we are gonna go visit definitely some castles in my country. We've been talking about going on a trip to Vienna. The other day, when there was the coronation, I told my parents, I would really love to visit London again. I went to London 7 years ago, 2015, in December. 8 years ago, actually. Oh my god, that's so long ago. And so I was telling them, I would really like to go back and do more stuff there. And my mom was like, well, you're an adult, your sibling is an adult as well, you could order the plane tickets and you could go together. And I was like, no way, I have never been on a plane, I don't want to go alone for my very first time. And so my dad was like, well, so we can do it together. So I don't know, are we gonna go to London this summer? I'm not sure if we would have the money for that, but I would love to go to London. I don't know, so that's kind of but I don't think that's gonna happen, but I would really love that. Also, I want to visit my grandma. I want to stay at my grandma for a few days or weeks, I don't know. Obviously, I could get a job, and in that case, all my summer plans will be ruined, except for the week in Italy, because I'm not giving it up. But honestly, I don't think I will get a job. I would really like to, but I don't think I will. Just yesterday, they were talking about like unemployment in this country and which jobs have the most free positions, which jobs are looking for more workers, and it was nothing I could do. So, yay. And I think I've sort of mentioned this already, but even if I applied for these jobs, they would not take me because I am not qualified, and yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, I'm recording this on Thursday. Today in the evening we will have the second semi-final of Eurovision, so I'm super excited for that, but I don't care as much as I did for the first semi-final, but I'm mostly looking forward to Saturday, of course. I'm so looking forward to the final because, oh my god, so many of my faves have already gotten in the final. So I feel like it's going to be amazing, and it might be one of the best Eurovisions I have seen ever. I kind of didn't pay much attention to Eurovision growing up because my country wasn't even sending anyone. I think when I was a child we tried to participate 2 or 3 times, never got out of the semi-finals. And then I think it was 2015, 2016 when we sent someone again. So I watched that, and then in 2017 as well, I think, but I didn't really care. I think we didn't even get in 2017. Yeah, but I sort of cared a normal amount about the show. But then in 2018, I remember I was at my grandma's house and we were watching something, I don't know, and I was just on my phone and I was reading live tweets and posts on Tumblr and everything of people commenting on the show, on Eurovision, on the contestants that were currently performing, and I just got so into it. I thought it was so fun. So then when my grandma went to bed, I stayed awake, I went to my computer and I just found a live broadcast of Eurovision, and I think when I got to my computer it was almost time for voting, so I didn't really see the show itself, but I was so into the voting. I enjoyed it so much, and like, yeah, I can't even explain it. I just got so into it like never before. And then like 2 days after that I sat down and watched the entire show and I was obsessed, and then the rest is history. Ever since 2018, I care way too much about Eurovision, and I truly enjoy it so much, and I think it's so fun, and it's crazy, and it's amazing, and yeah, a little cringe at times, but like a good kind of cringe, I would say. So yeah, I feel like Eurovision is something that you either absolutely love or something that you hate and just don't understand. Like, I feel like it's one of those things, and I can say that I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and I love the insanity that this show is. Yeah, what about you? Do you like Eurovision? Do you hate Eurovision? Do you know what Eurovision is, in case you're not European? Yeah, so I asked you a lot of questions in this video. What are you doing in the summer? Do you like Eurovision? Who are you rooting for? Wait, this is coming out on Sunday, so you guys already know who won. So are you happy with the winner, or would you have preferred someone else to win? Let me know in the comments. And I think I will go now, so I hope you enjoyed this build. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. I love you guys. Bye everyone.